Welcome to the Take 148 podcast, produced by 148 Films. Join us as we explore video production, creative storytelling, and the real stories behind the lens.
About to get real good.
Well, Abby, welcome to the Take 148 podcast. You've been to the studio before, but it's been a minute, hasn't it?
It's been a hot second. It has.
So I think the first time you were here, actually, I think you made it out to our grand opening, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah.
When was that? It's been at least a year.
It's been over a year.
Okay.
July 11th of last year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's been a minute.
It has.
But time flies.
Last time I was in here, actually, the whole, there were different chairs, and we had a little, I think, coffee type table, small table in the middle here. Yeah, it's been a minute.
Well, and that's funny you mentioned that because I forgot. So we had a guest on recently who has the distinction of, at that moment in time, being the only guest on our podcast that had recorded in the studio for his podcast. So you're officially the second person on our podcast that has recorded.
That's what I like to hear.
Here.
That's what I like to hear.
Right? So, and in fact, like, we're going to talk today about what you do in your day-to-day job, because we work with you and for you and have created a lot of content together. And so one of the things we do here on the podcast is we talk to other creatives here in the community. And then obviously we talk to people like you that we do work with, and just see like what makes you tick. What are you looking for when you hire somebody like 148 Films? And then, just want to see what your creative journey has looked like over the years. So
those are great questions.
Awesome. Well, before we get into that, we do something called pre-production research.
Okay.
So in our business, we like to do research on the front end so that we can deliver a quality product to the client when it comes time for production. So
Absolutely.
We're going to do some pre-production research on Abby. Quick fire questions. Here we go. Beach or mountains?
Oh, beach, 100%.
Really?
Yes.
Where are you going?
Favorite beach, Sanibel Island, Florida.
Okay.
It has my heart. My family has been going there since I was in first grade. So at least 15, 20 years.
Okay.
But it's just a beautiful tropical type island. People say, I've never been down to the Caribbean, but they say that island in particular down in Florida is the closest thing you would get to that.
Okay.
Yet in the States, of course.
Sure.
But great spot. I love that place.
Okay. I like it. All right. Early bird or night owl?
Night owl. Oh, night owl.
You had no idea that you answered that question before we got started.
I know, we did. I was talking about coffee and drinking coffee and making my coffee.
Yep.
I do need a lot of coffee, but I'm definitely a night owl.
Would you say that you've always been a night owl?
I'd say so.
Yeah.
My mom said that even growing up as a kid, I was always wired, and she was, please go to sleep.
Please go to bed.
And here I was.
Well, there you go. Some things change. We'll see.
Some things do, some things don't.
All right. Movie you could rewatch and it never gets old.
Probably The Sound of Music.
Oh, great choice.
The Sound of Music is a classic.
Yes.
I have a lot of memories, my grandmother and I, watching The Sound of Music together.
Okay.
Got the whole album saved on my Spotify too. Sometimes you just have to have a moment in the car where you just break out in The Sound of Music. Some days you just have to do that.
So if I come up on you in traffic and you don't see me, you might just be sitting there singing to yourself.
It could be possible.
Uh-huh.
No promises, but
the hills are alive.
The hills are definitely alive.
So that's wild, because that was on in our house just last week. In fact, I think my daughter chose to watch it. She's found some of those classics and loves the music and the vintage look. So
your daughter must be awesome then.
she's pretty amazing. I'm a little partial.
That's funny.
All right, personal dream project, creative project that you love to see happen one day.
Very, very broad, that question.
Right?
Could this be work related, personal related?
Either way. Personal or work.
Personal, probably building my own house.
Okay.
I don't know specifics as far as location, where that would be. Well, probably in the southeast.
There you
Love
go.
the weather here. Love the people, the food.
Oh yeah.
Maybe not Florida though. Too many hurricanes.
Sure.
But
And humidity.
Humidity.
It's bad enough where we are,
It
but
is. I mean, you walk outside, it's like a cloud hits you. You know, in the summer, in the bugs. But probably building my own house. You know, living out on some land would be nice. A couple acres, nothing too crazy.
okay.
But that'd probably be my creative
I like
fun
it.
project.
So that's almost like your beach or mountains question. It's like the mountain, or at least the foothills, would be where you would build your home, but the vacation is certainly the beach.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I like
Don't get
it.
me wrong, I love some mountains, but we're kind of surrounded by that. And growing up in this area too, you just
Yeah.
you get more exposure to that. I think I appreciate the beach more because it's what I don't have.
That's fair.
So the mountains, got it 20 minutes down the road,
Sure.
which is still awesome.
Yeah.
Scenic city.
Absolutely.
That's what we love.
Absolutely. All right. Last question. Who is someone who's quietly inspired your work or outlook on life?
Probably my grandmother once again.
Okay.
All started from the sound of music. I'm kidding, but
It's not a bad place to start.
Yeah, she's 90 years old. We call her Memes.
Okay.
Us, all grandkids. She definitely she's sharp as a tack, and I really look up to her. Just her hard work and her grit. She raised 4 daughters.
No easy task.
Being a mother, I'm not a mother, but I can say just observing and hearing stories, observing other mothers and then hearing stories, just that's very inspiring to me. And of course, she's my grandmother. I love her too.
Right?
But yeah, I would say Memes.
How do you spell memes? Just out of
You
curiosity.
spell it. Yeah, no, good question. It's Meems. Memes.
Oh, okay. All right. Fair enough. So, funny story. My mom wanted to be called Mimi, which she is called Mimi to my daughter, but she wanted to spell it Meme.
Oh, me.
And I said, "Oh, Mom, no.
That's like meme.
That's right.
We cannot do that.
No, we're not gonna do that. We will not entertain that." So memes, I love that.
Memes.
Isn't there so much? There's so much life and wisdom and knowledge in someone like your grandmother, right? Like
yeah.
you can just sit down and whether or not you even ask a question,
Mm-hmm.
inevitably you're going to take something away from those conversations.
Yes. Her stories too, just talking about various things in her life growing up, it was a lot different, but
Sure.
just she has a lot of admirable morals about her and characteristics and just traits that I look up to. I'm like, I want to exhibit that in my life too. You know, I'm a lot younger than her, but hopefully I can, when I'm 90, if I get to 90,
Sure.
I can be like that too,
Absolutely.
which would be awesome.
Absolutely. All right. So tell me about the early days of Abby. What did life look like growing up with Abby?
Grew up in Dalton, Georgia, carpet capital of the world.
Nice.
And me and my brother, so he's 2 years under me, so we did everything together. A lot of creative type juices started flowing, I think, when I was probably in elementary school. Started playing piano, learned
Okay.
how to play piano. We had one in our house. I took lessons a couple times a week, composed my own music.
Really?
Did. On top of that, I did dance, so ballet, tap, jazz, contemporary, hip hop. I had my toe dipped in each kind of pot there.
Okay.
And loved dance. Danced from age 3 to 18. So
Okay.
that was another creative outlet. Had the piano, had dance. Was always probably doing one or the other there. And then
Wow.
I was also very involved in my church growing up. So that looked like choir, That looked like youth group. I was also a youth intern at the church, so it was always instilled in me church as a priority. And so glad my parents did that and modeled that for me and my brother. And with that, I was able to be involved and make connections with different kids in the community that weren't just at my high school or weren't just at dance or wherever it may be. And that was my whole church experience was very impactful to me, serving, volunteering, got the creative juices flowing even more so. So you could probably find me if I wasn't at school doing one of those three things, I'd say.
Okay. Did you ever play the piano in church?
I did.
Okay.
I did.
Like a youth band, or
No,
what did that look like?
We didn't have a youth band. I wish we were that cool, but I had my piano recitals always at the church.
Okay.
We had one every spring and fall.
Sure.
I think.
Show what you've been working on, how you've
Yeah.
progressed.
Yeah, it was. I think each student had two pieces, and I'd always try to slip one in there where I could do what I had composed.
Sure.
I look back and I'm kicking myself because I didn't write anything down. I just would listen and by ear and then play. And back then I think I could remember my pieces better. But since I kind of got out of it, I can hear it on. Yes, I have some CDs that
Oh, do
we
you?
burned.
You have recordings. Oh.
So maybe if I listened, I could go back and somewhat figure it out. But I wish I would have actually, gotten sheet music and wrote down specific notes and maybe titled the songs and
Well, now
all
you
that
can
good stuff.
pipe those recordings through some software and get the notation. So
Which
there
is
you go.
true. Back in the day, I sound like an old person. Back in the day,
Back in the day.
we
You
didn't
sound like
have that.
memes.
Yeah, I sound like memes. That's a frequent quote.
Okay. Well, as it should be, right?
Yeah.
Wow. So when did you start writing your own music? Like, what age do you think you were when that all started?
I don't know, maybe 7, 6.
Really?
When do you start elementary school? 6, maybe?
5, 6?
5, 6?
Yeah.
Kindergarten? Mm-hmm. It's probably first grade.
Okay.
I don't know, kindergarten.
Wow.
So I was a youngling way
Yeah.
back then.
I think that's pretty special because, man, like I grew up playing music too, but like I don't know that I thought for a long time about like, hey, I could create my own. It was always let me emulate or play this other piece that's already been written. So
Yeah.
that's like another level of creativity to be like, I'm just going to sit here at this piano and write my own piece.
Yeah.
That's wild.
It was wild.
Maybe we should apply some of those original pieces to some upcoming video for Tyson.
Ooh, I don't know. I don't know about that. they're probably too short, honestly. Probably like a minute long, minute and a half.
We'll work on that.
Yeah, you could, cut that up,
Yeah.
let pieces distribute it some
Or
places.
we'll put a piano back in front of you, and you can just
Sure.
kind of, work it out.
I'll bring my keyboard. We can set it up right in here,
Sure. Get a long cut
Yeah.
for that.
That'd be great.
I love it. So it sounds like to me your creative journey started there with piano and dance, kind of basically the same time period that kind of both of those started for you.
Yeah. Dance, I think I was 3. That's before
Okay.
I even remember
Yeah.
anything. But dance started at 3, and I think those really went off each other. And then the activeness in church was also contributing to that. I did choir. I did handbells at church. Little
Oh,
handbells.
I remember handbells.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Man, you got to get that timing just right. You've got one part. You better not mess it up.
You do. You gotta
Everybody knows.
wait for your cue too.
Uh-huh.
From the choir director.
Uh-huh.
We did the chimes at church too. Did those.
Now, did you have one note, or did you have a pair of bells that
Oh,
were
I
different
had-
notes?
Oh, so it depend.
Mm-hmm.
It depends. I had sometimes 1, sometimes 2, and then 3.
Oh,
Big time.
ring one, mute it, put it down, pick up another one.
Oh yeah,
I
you had
remember.
to be very quick.
Oh yeah. Wow.
And you were also in
That's a
front of the
flashback.
whole church. So I would always hope that my brother never sat in front of me because we always made faces at each other. My mom did not like that. But I
That's
tried
great.
not to look at him. I would always look at the exit sign in the back, nothing else. And then, of course, the choir director sometimes. We won't tell her, but
That's incredible.
But
yeah, you're exposed playing handbells, right? It's not like being a voice in the choir.
yes,
You're very much out there and exposed, so
Oh,
you
yeah.
better nail your part.
you are, and lit. It's very well lit too.
For sure.
Natural light with those stained glass windows coming in, so everyone
That's
can
wild.
see.
That's wild. All right, so your creative journey definitely started really young. Was there anything new that came along as far as like creative interests between that point and where we are today? Outside of your career, obviously, in the greater marketing space, was there anything else that came into play there? Was there like a photography or graphic design or, any of those other kind of creative outlets in the arts?
I did purchase a camera in high school.
Okay.
It was just a Nikon. I mean, it was a nice camera. I saved up for it
Nice.
with my internships in high school. I used to work in my dad's plant, turf plant, and so I used some of that money and bought a camera, and then I used to just use it to, take pictures with friends or
Yeah.
take anything outdoors. I went through a phase of doing that.
Okay. Just
but
didn't stick.
It didn't stick. I do still have that camera.
Oh, that was going to be my next
It's
question.
it's probably a little old at this point.
Yeah.
It still works, I'm sure, just charge the battery up a little bit.
Charge
and
that battery.
See, I'd be curious to see what that photo would look like compared to, I mean, all these cameras, now are so clear.
Mm-hmm.
You feel like you're, you see a video and it's so real looking.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
It's just come
technology's
so far.
it's wild. The minute
Yeah.
something's released, it's obsolete.
Yeah.
So, gotta love it. All right, so let's transition. So we've established the creative Abby at 3 years old. That's impressive. So you went to school, and what did you major in college?
I majored in communication, and then my minor was marketing, and then I had a concentration in sales.
Okay, which makes total sense right now.
Yeah,
as we're sitting in
yeah.
present day.
Yeah.
So how much do you think that your decision to go those routes was impacted by kind of that creative upbringing? Like what made you decide to go communications, marketing, and sales?
That's a good question because when I first arrived, went to Auburn University, War Eagle.
Okay, all right.
But when I first arrived at Auburn, I wanted to do 8 to 10 different majors. I think from growing up and doing a lot of different things, I had a lot of different interests
Sure.
in different areas. And, maybe I could do this or maybe I could do that. So I got there and I was in a program called the Exploratory Program, which is just fancy for undecided. And they get you in front of all these different majors and you narrow it down, and realized real quickly when I made my first C in biology that I was not going to be a doctor, not going to be anything medical. Narrowed all that, pushed all that to the side and thought, well, it's either communication or PR. And communication is a little more broad in a sense. You can do anything with that. You can be placed in various industries and, blossom from that.
Sure.
So that was my thought process there. And then somehow I ended up in construction, and here we are.
I was going to ask you, so yeah, what does that path look like to getting to where you are today, working in the construction industry?
The construction industry, I think, was not something I ever thought I'd be in. But when I was at Auburn, I was in a advanced personal selling program.
Okay.
We had 10 to 12 different employers from all over the state of Alabama come in, and they would talk with us, interviewed with us. We did a lot of role plays, very hands-on. That was the sales aspect. And from there, one of the companies was construction. I knew I could go in and do their 6-month all-intensive sales training program, gain some knowledge, some skills from that, and then from there, apply that wherever. Maybe construction. I will stay in construction. Maybe I won't. But it's kind of where I landed, and I do love the industry. I love the people. I love how it's a laid back sort of industry in a sense. The people,
Sure.
and it's different than I think it's different than what I imagined, but I love it. I do.
All right, so tell me, your title is Director of Marketing and Business Development, correct?
Correct.
All right, so what does that look like day to day, week to week, over time?
Oh, it's always changing, which I like that too. I don't like doing the same thing every single day. It could look like a lot of different things. It could look like going out to the job site and prepping signage for the site, or it could look like being in the office and somehow dealing with the logo. Anything. I should have said this first. Anything that the logo touches, I handle, is what I tell people.
That's easy.
So
That's a lot.
it's a lot. It could be anything on the job site, the website, could be social media. It could be anything.
Coffee mugs.
Coffee mugs. Yeah, merchandise.
Right.
Merchandise, clothes. It's a lot. It's a lot of different things, and it ties into the business development side as we're cultivating and maintaining those relationships with clients over time too. And that logo and that brand, that's what they're seeing when they see Tyson and Associates.
Sure. So what does it look like in this industry, in this market where we're at in Southeast, to like differentiate yourself from your competitors? Because I've lived here a long time. I know there's a big market in construction, residential and commercial.
Yeah, a lot of general contractors.
Sure. So like, what's Abby's strategy to differentiate, to set yourself apart from the other people in the market there?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think it comes with, you have to know your brand, you have to know your mission statement, you have to be consistent. I think that Tyson, we are a Christ-centered company, and that is one of the things that might differentiate us, because we are doing what we're doing for a different reason, to spread the love of our Savior and the grace of our Savior, and to be a light in that aspect with every person that we're interacting with, whether that's subs on the field or right now what we're doing.
Sure.
And so we're called for a different purpose. I think that too, we are a mid-size company with the capacity to do that very big work as well. We're a phone call away. You pick up the phone and we're there, and we're going to do our very best to get to the bottom of whatever that might be and get that for the client and deliver that experience better than the competitors.
Sure. All right. So specifically, 148 Films has been in partnership with Tyson for a number of years. And although I'm relatively new to the organization, the relationship, as best I understand it, there's a lot of photo and video work that's like at the core of at least the services that we provide for Tyson. So can you talk a little bit about the value you see in photo and video work and what you're looking for in that content? Like specifically, what's your vision for, photo and video content, and then like how you use that in the bigger marketing strategy?
Yeah. Oh, well, first of all, we love 148 Films because
Well,
y'all do
thank you.
incredible work. But we use y'all's stuff. We use y'all's stuff all the time. I mean, that seeing the photo in the video and seeing the final product of that job and sharing that with our market, that's what that product, it's not tangible. How I'm standing here like it's tangible.
Sure.
But that's what they're seeing, and might have a client that comes to us and, hey, we're looking to build XYZ, whether that's industrial, a church, an office space, a school, you name it, and we're able to provide that product. Hey, well, we actually did one of those 8 months ago. Here's what it was. This is a little bit about background about the product or the building.
Sure.
And what questions do y'all have? Using that is just a great thing for you to relate, to sit down with the clients and show them, hey, let's talk about this. We're serious,
Sure. How much of that would you say, content-wise, do you distribute over social media versus your website and like maybe even email marketing? I don't know. I mean, you're in the driver's seat with the marketing department, but what are some different ways that you find is best to utilize content like that?
Yes, all the above: website, social media, and email too.
Yeah.
It kind of depends on the client. I think a lot of our market too is older generations. So maybe social media, in a sense, we still use that. We're very active. We're very consistent. But sometimes it might be better to send that email, or it might be better to send the link to the website. Hey, check out our project profiles. Fourth tab over, and this is what work we've done. See if it's kind of aligning with what you're thinking and what you're wanting. So it just kind of depends.
Makes a ton of sense. So tell me, what have you seen as some of the bigger challenges that you faced in marketing for the construction industry? Because I think if we were talking to anybody in any marketing seat, depending on the industry, there are going to be unique challenges that the people in other industries just don't come across. So is there something, or maybe a couple of things that you found challenging? Obviously, you've been in this seat now for a little while. You probably figured it all out.
Nope.
But
nope, not at all. I feel like I'm learning every single day and growing and just striving to be better. So.
Sure.
By all means, I'm not an expert.
I know you mentioned early on, like the idea of just knowing your market, like who you're, who's the consumer of your materials makes a ton of sense. So I think that goes a long way in understanding that. But obviously, this will be a biased comment, but we love what we see from Tyson, and we
thumbs
love
up.
right
The thumbs up
the
again.
Thumbs up from the team. Yeah, obviously there's good people here in Chattanooga, North Georgia, and we everybody loves to work with good people. So it's nice to have you. I should have mentioned it on the front end of this conversation, but obviously, and I guess we've talked about it throughout the conversation, but Tyson has been someone that we've worked with for a long time, that Skip started with years ago, and so
before me. Yeah.
There you go. Before even Abby.
Yeah.
So we're talking about our companies doing work together before either of us were even a part of it. So
for sure.
That's pretty wild.
It is.
But at its core, just so the listeners know, and you can tell me if I'm wrong here, if I miss anything, but we do a lot of photo and video walkthroughs of both under construction projects and mostly finished projects that are ready to show as part of portfolio pieces or case studies or whatnot. Is that about right?
You hit the nail on the head.
Okay.
Yep.
To use a construction phrase.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Way to go.
That kind of just happened.
Nice. All right. So tell me, Abby, what excites you most about the work that you're doing today?
Ooh, the people. Working with people. I love learning about people, chatting with people. That is of course, from the sales background.
Sure.
And the communication, but that is a driving factor for me. Very extroverted. And so that is a thing every day. I look forward to going into the office and seeing those that I work with or talking with clients. Every day brings something new, and so I also love that. But I would definitely say the people.
That's big, and relationships matter, right? I mean,
They do.
If your reputation is negative, then business suffers. But I know that Tyson has built a foundation on that relationship element. So I love that. All right. What kind of, what words of wisdom would you give to someone who is coming up through the communications and marketing side of things and is interested in a career doing something like you do? What kind of, words of wisdom could you provide them?
It's a good question. I think, getting to know your market, of course, that's a cliche answer, but immerse yourself as much as you can. Ask the question, even if you think it might make you look dumb. You and everyone else are in a race per se. Let's see how much more you can give, whether that's working the extra hours or going and doing something that might seem a little bit out of the ordinary. And maybe somebody else hasn't done that yet, or somebody else I've seen them doing it, so I don't need to. Well, no, go and do it. Take the risk, because you don't know until you try. I think it's being a young person and learning the ropes as far as working. You just have to get out there and do it, and don't be scared. I don't know.
I love it. All right, last question. Tell me about culture in the workplace, the idea of work-life balance, like how important to you is a healthy culture, and maybe even share like what some of that looks like, the work culture there at Tyson.
Yeah. At Tyson, I think that it's been modeled very well for me. I've definitely came from companies and worked for companies in the past where there's not a good work-life balance, but at Tyson, I am very blessed to have observed, to have seen it drawn out, in a sense, by actions, by leadership, by our leadership team. We are very dedicated to what we do, but we also, people have families and love their families too. There's a very healthy balance where one is not overcoming the other. And I have been, like I said, just very fortunate to see that as a young person. And I want to, someday I want to keep modeling that as I get older and have my own family and
become the memes in the conversation.
Become the memes. That's MEME though.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
True. Yeah, don't become a meme.
Don't become
Be
a meme.
like memes.
Be like memes. That's right.
I love it. All right, to wrap things up, where can people find your work? Because a lot of it is your work, but where can people find out more about Tyson?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd say the website, it's tysoncon.com. You can check us out over there. We have social media too. We've got Instagram, we've got Facebook, LinkedIn, we've got a YouTube channel. Super fun, but you can go over there, check us out, give us a follow, and learn a little bit more about Tyson. Perfect.
Well, Abby, thanks for spending the time with me here in the studio, and we'll just have to find an opportunity to bring you back, have a different conversation.
Would love that.
Absolutely.
I would love it.
We'll bring back the Tyson gang, and
yes.
we'll create something out of all that.
Yeah. Hey, I'll bring another mug too.
I love it. We can always use another mug back
yes.
on the coffee shelf in the back.
Yeah.
Well, Abby, thanks again for coming. I appreciate you being here.
Yeah. Thank y'all so much. We appreciate y'all.